Atlantis. Since childhood, you've heard about the stories, the theories, the myths, the legends, and seen the movies. The supposed home of the mermaid, the advanced lost civilization. But what is it? Where is it? Is any of this even true? Well, there are tons of facts and information supporting both its existence and its falsehood. So which is it? I honestly don't know. Nor will I try to persuade you in my viewing my opinion. I will only provide the discovered information and let you, my audience, make your decision. Hello, my name is Lawrence Davis. Personally speaking, I have always had an interest in the legend of Atlantis, not for the mermaids, talking sea creatures, or for the Disney cartoons, but for its myths, its legends, fact or fiction. Whichever it is, it bugs me that there is no definitive answer. And I am here today to provide discovered information about Atlantis' origin, its supposed locations, and a couple of legends and myths. The first known mention of Atlantis comes from the Greek philosopher Plato, where he mentions the continent in two dialogues, the Timaeus and the Critias, which were actually memoirs that are passed down from Socrates to Plato, in which he describes stories of an ancient, advanced civilized culture that used to exist just west of the Pillar of Hercules. These rulers of at least four of the continents and the gateway to a new world existed in these memoirs, which Plato constantly points out that the existence and story of this place is fact, not fiction, even though it was originally a story that he heard from an elder relative. In these two memoirs, there is detailed information about where Atlantis was located, its people, its culture, its technology, and its unfortunate fate. Yet there are many contractual thoughts and opinions to discredit Plato, believing that he merely created the place to teach a lesson in a debate. But consider there are actually stories in India referring to a war worthy of 21st century magnitude, in which the Empire of Rama, which have had with the people of Atlantis, possibly using devices similar to atomic weapons of today. Now that we've discussed the proposed origins and legends of the island of Atlantis, let's look at some of its possible locations. Now, Plato places Atlantis in the Atlantic Ocean opposite the Straits of Hercules today, known as the Straits of Gibraltar. He describes the continent as being navigable, larger than Libya and Asia combined, and from Atlantis you could reach a whole new world. Keep in mind, Atlantis was actually an island. Now, there exist 10 possible locations for the island of Atlantis. You have the Azores, the Sahara Desert, Malta, Bimini, South America, and the North Sea, along with Antarctica, just to name a few. But according to Plato's detail, the only place that fits is the Atlantic. Why so many locations for one island, you might ask? Well, with the legend, it says it was destroyed in one night, leaving nothing behind. There are a couple of reasons for this that could possibly, or possibly not, say it happened. Pole shifting, a tectonic plate movement, occurred in 9000 BC. Atlantis could have easily been destroyed and just drifted to many areas, which each listing to have relating artifacts. But there exists no geological or historical evidence of how this could happen, except for platonic shifting. Now that we've discussed the possible locations of the island of Atlantis, let's talk about some of its myths and legends. Atlantis was said to have an advanced civilization that lived in harmony with nature and was able to harness and create various forms of natural energy, even at one time possessing submarines, motorized vehicles, a mysterious power crystal that powered the city technology, and airships, which could have aided in their expansion and given Atlantis a dominant military power who wished to wage wars on other parts of the world for colonization. But no remains of these items can be found, only stories. Such stories like the story of the Rama Empire of northern India and Pakistan, which dated at least 15,000 years ago, and their traces can be found along the Indian subcontinent of Pakistan, northern and western India. Now, India existed parallel to the Atlantic civilization, and they were at constant odds with Atlantis. But no, Atlantis was never said to actually exist under the sea, nor that their civilization was composed of a man-fish-human hybrid. But one legend does say that their thirst for knowledge and their advancement, they created a dimensional shift that could have possibly just transported them to a whole new world, whole new dimension. Probably even exists right now, we just can't see them. There are actually so many different theories, from the sensible to the far absurd to the really, that it all just seems like Atlantis is the ultimate fairy tale. Now, Atlantis, whether myth, legend, or fact, it will always be a topic of debate, wonderment, and adventure, even if it is just the brainchild of one of the greatest philosophical minds. The theory of Atlantis has sparked so much debate and exploration that many things have been discovered about our world just by searching for Atlantis. Now, Atlantis will always be something to wonder. There's plenty of evidence of so many cultures that once walked this earth before you or me that have yet to be discovered, along with structures and remnants which are scattered around the world that could be relating to Atlantean origin. So the possibility could exist. Or it could just be another lost civilization that we have yet to discover. But the idea of a civilization so advanced from anything new or anything that we know or have yet to discover actually exists, and that their possibly quest for knowledge and power doomed themselves to extinction, destroying themselves and all records of their history, their lives, everything, whether true or false, that is a powerful lesson to learn. Now, I've discussed with you the possible origin of Atlantis, its purpose, its proposed locations, a few of legends that are of the lost continent. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Hopefully, you're able to form your own opinion about the existence of Atlantis.